Well, good afternoon. My privilege to be able to say welcome to this month's Lunch and Learn webinar that we're hosting. My name is Paul Stania, and I'm the director here at PS Tech, experts in IT, cybersecurity, and Microsoft 365. So today we're going to be continuing in our theme around organizing our work lives and our teams. So previously, we've looked at organizing our personal life and other data as well. I'm just going to bring up a quick screen share here. And we'll just quickly review what we've covered on our last two Lunch and Learn episodes, because it relates to what we're doing today. So we previously looked at Microsoft ToDo, which is all about personal task management and how we can create tasks to keep ourselves organized and close those tasks off. Last time we looked at Microsoft SharePoint lists and how we can process data within our businesses, lists of data, how we can give access to that to other people and use that to drive processes within our business. Sounds complicated, but it was very simple, wasn't it? And then today we're focusing on the topic of Microsoft Planner, which we haven't looked at yet. And this is around organizing tasks into groups of tasks, especially where there may be a team involved. So it's like a very simple project management tool where you can create groups of tasks and put them together. But doesn't that sound a little bit like Microsoft Project, another project management tool? Well, first of all, what is Microsoft Planner? And then we'll compare that to Microsoft Project. So Microsoft Planner is a very simple team task management tool. It allows you to create plans which contain multiple tasks. And you can manage those tasks in different views to help you to have good oversight as to how that plan is coming along. You can organize the tasks within Planner by, for example, phases, priority, status, and much more. You can assign tasks to different people, and then you can track the progress on those tasks as well. You can get alerted when the status of a task changes, and you can collaborate on tasks. So more than one person can be assigned a task and you can collaborate together. And the best part about Microsoft Planner is that it's included within your Microsoft 365 business or enterprise subscription. To say it's free would be stretching it, but your monthly subscription includes the Planner tool. So how does that compare to Microsoft Project, which is another planning tool? Well, Microsoft Project comes in a few different flavors for the online version. All of the versions are more advanced than Microsoft Planner. They give you extra functionality, especially around how you can view and manage the tasks. So you can view your tasks on a timeline, for example, as a Gantt chart. You can create dependencies with tasks. You can create tasks within tasks and group them together. You can have milestones, goals, resource planning, and all sorts. But Microsoft Project costs extra. And you'll see there that it could potentially be quite expensive depending upon the particular plan that you go through for. There are 3 plans, 1, 3, and 5. Who knows what happens to 2 and 4? But they start at about £8.20 a month. But we're focusing today on Planner. In fact, I'm going to take it a step further. Microsoft have made yet another improvement to your Microsoft 365 subscription. They've taken the simplicity of the task planning that you get in to do, the personal task planning. They've then added the power and the convenience of Microsoft Planner, and they've combined them also with a version of Microsoft Project Online. And they've combined them together to give you a much simpler, holistic experience of those 3 tools working together. Now, the Microsoft Project part is a premium part, but it combined, Microsoft are calling it the new Planner. And that's what we're going to be looking at in just a moment. New Planner is included in your Microsoft 365 business and enterprise subscription. But if you want the premium project features, there is a subscription that is needed, exactly as if you were independently subscribing to Microsoft Project. And that starts from it starts at £8.20 for Planner Premium. Okay. Now, at the moment, the new Planner is only available inside Microsoft Teams. You can't access it in the web or via an independent app. That is coming later in 2024. So in today's session, we're going to look at the bundled version of New Planner and not the premium features. I'll give you a taste of the premium features, but we won't go into any detail in there. We're going to cover the premium version in a future session once Microsoft have it fully released into the web and not just into Teams. So let's now jump into our demonstration. Okay, so I'm logged into Microsoft 365 here, which we've always started our demos with. And we're at the Microsoft 365 homepage. But I stated a minute ago, the new planner is only currently available in Microsoft Teams. Now, let me show you what that means. Inside Microsoft 365, I can click on my app picker, and you'll see here the green planner icon. This is the older version of Planner that is still available and was available previously. If I jump to Microsoft Teams, I'm in Planner at the moment, but let me just come out of there for simplicity. If you haven't got Planner already in your Microsoft Teams, you need to add the Planner app to your Teams. So the way that you do that is you click on the little three dots down here, View More Apps. And in here, you'll find the Planner icon. If you can't see it, you can search for it. If you still can't see it, you can get more apps, search for Planner and install it. And then it'll be visible in this pane here. So when I click on Planner, it opens here on the left-hand side. Now, next time I come out of Teams and go back in, it'll be gone. So you can right-click on Planner and you can pin that to the app toolbar here. So it's always visible, which is much more useful. You can also right-click it, and when the right-click works, and you can open it in a new window. So it pops out and runs like an independent app. So let's do that there. So here we are. We're now just in a floating window with Planner, which you may find fairly convenient to use it that way. Okay, so let's look at the Planner app and the layout of what we have here on the screen. So you'll notice here the title, and we start off in the My Day view. Now, the My Day view is basically the list of your tasks that are coming from your Microsoft ToDo. And they are tasks that have a due date of today, or they've been added manually to the My Day view so that you know to get them done. Let's just see that in the ToDo app. So we're here in New Planner. You can tell by the colorful purple and blue icon. If I go to my ToDo app, which I have running here, and click on My Day, you'll see that the same 4 tasks in ToDo are the same 4 in a slightly different order that we see here in the New Planner. But also, just as a reminder, you can get to your tasks, not just in Planner or in ToDo, but you can get to them through Outlook as well. Let's just jump to Outlook, and we're going to click on the ToDo icon in the taskbar here. And if I click on My Day, here are the same 4 tasks again. So all of these apps are completely linked. Any changes you make in your ToDo in Outlook or in the ToDo app will reflect in Planner also. Okay, let's go back to our layout. So this is the My Day view. And let's just jump to the My Tasks view. So the My Tasks view, we just choose all here. This shows tasks from ToDo and tasks from different plans that you've created or someone else has created combined together. And these are things that are assigned to me. So you'll see here, for example, here, that some of these tasks are from private tasks. These are ToDo tasks coming from ToDo. This particular task here, material for Windows 11 blog, is coming from a flagged email from Outlook. And that would also appear in ToDo. And then there's a few down here where you can see from the Business Expo for Southampton, that's where these tasks are coming from. And that is a plan. So this is like a combined view of all the tasks that are assigned really, that I have visible, I've assigned to myself or someone's assigned to me. And we view that with the All tab here. Now I can filter this view down by clicking on private tasks, and that will show just the ones that are coming from my Outlook and from ToDo. Ones that are assigned to me from plans. And also separately, I can look at flagged emails. So if you have a long list, you can filter this view down. What does a task actually look like? We can see a subject here. What does it look like? Well, we've got a task here, arrange welcome letter for Anika. Let's click the little eye symbol here. And this opens up a small pane with the details of this particular task. So we've got here the title. We've got here a field called bucket. We'll come back to that shortly. We can see the task is in progress. And if I drop that down, there are 3 choices: not started, in progress, or completed. We can see this is a medium priority, but we can make it important or urgent or a low priority as well. This particular task had a start date and it has a due date as well, and it doesn't repeat. But these are all changeable. You can add notes to a task and you can add a checklist. So here, the draft welcome letter has been completed and we're waiting approval at the moment from HR because that hasn't been ticked. So quite a few things you can add to a basic task. Let me just close this. On the same view here as well, you'll notice we can click on the column names, and that allows us to change the sort order. So I can sort my tasks ascending or descending, alphanumeric. I can do the same with the plan, where it's come from. I can sort by date or by priority or by progress as well. But I also have a filter view up here. So I can filter further, but this isn't sorting. This is actually allowing us to just hone in on the data we're interested in. So if I look at tasks that are late, phew, there isn't one. What about tasks that are due this week? There are a couple that are due this week. And you'll notice here that these are now ticking. You can untick these to remove that filter and go back to where you were, or to redefine that filter. We can filter based on the priority rather than just sort, so only look at the urgence or the importance. And we can also filter on the progress. There's no point filtering on the completed if you don't need to see those, but you may choose to. Okay, let's now jump down to the third menu here. So we've looked at my day, my tasks. Let's look at my plans. Okay, so from the My Plans screen here, you will see that on the privacy column here are a couple of fields that are set, either only you or shared. So these basically means that these are plans that only I can see, or plans that others can see as well, depending upon who they have been shared with. You'll see across the top here some more of these tab buttons. So right now we're looking at recent plans, but I can look at plans by filtering us down to plans that are just shared, or my personal plans, or plans that I have pinned. And you'll see on the left-hand side here, there are 3 plans that have been pinned because I regularly use them. And also plans that are coming from my Teams sites through VS Teams and SharePoint. So let's go back to the recent view here. How easy is it to create a new plan? Super easy. There are 2 buttons that say the same thing. We have new plan up here in the top right and new plan down here as well. When we click on new plan, we get a choice here. Is this a basic plan or a premium plan? Now, we talked about how the basic version of Planner, New Planner, is included in your Microsoft 365 Business or Enterprise subscription, and how you can pay for premium features by getting Planner Premium Plan 1. So I have a trial of that enabled here, so you can see that button, but you may not see that button if you try this. It's very simple to create. You would just choose on whether it's a basic or a premium plan you're creating, and then you would use one of the templates that's available here. We'll come back to creating a new plan in just a second. Let me just close that. Let's look at an existing plan. If I jump into the Business Expo Southampton just by clicking on it, you'll see here that we've got various views across the top and some tiles here. Let's explain this. So across the top is the name of the plan, and we can view the plan in one of 4 views. This is a simple plan, by the way. We can click on grid, so we see like a table version of our different tasks within the plan and who they're assigned to, start date, due dates, the bucket name, we'll come to that in a moment, whether the task has been started, in progress or completed, and its priority. But I can look at the same view in board view. So now we have some column headings: ordering, booking, speaking, and add new bucket. Buckets are ways of combining tasks together for various purposes. Under ordering here, you'll see we've got a couple of tiles. And under booking, we've got 3 tiles here. And under speaking, we have a couple of tiles. Each one of these tiles is an individual task. So let's look at a task. We're going to click on the book video wall task. So when I click on that, it opens a very similar window to what we just saw a minute ago when we created a new task in My Tasks. But there's a few extra things. So in here, we can assign this task to people. This one's currently assigned to Fred Jones, but I could assign it to others by clicking the button and either typing in the name of the person internally in my business or someone external, even a guest user, and sharing this task with them as well. You'll see now the bucket field is now completed. So we can specify from this plan which bucket this particular task sits in, and it's sitting in the booking phase. Has the task been started? Not yet, and I get the same 3 options that I had before because this is a simple plan. Under priority, it's set to medium. Start at any time. We haven't put a due date on this, so let's put a due date. The video wall does need to be booked fairly soon, so we need to get that really done maybe by the 5th of June. And that date's now added. It's not a repeat task, and I can put some notes in here, perhaps who the supplier is, notes around access for when the video wall's delivered, and so on. And you can tick the box here to show on card. So if I put this information here, and I'll just put test notes, we'll come back to that. We can add a checklist. We'll look at those shortly. I can add attachments as well. So it may be I've got a PDF or a quote or something like that I want to attach to this task. And I can put some additional comments in. Okay. And you can also see an audit trail here of when things are being created and so forth. So all we have to do to save that is just click the X. And you'll now notice now that my board, my tile here, has my notes in there as well now, which is quite useful, and our due date as well. The task below, you'll notice the due date's highlighted in red, and that means it's overdue. So this is a quick way in your plan of seeing tasks that really need some attention. Okay, let's create a new bucket because I also, as well as ordering what's needed for the expo, booking what's needed, and also planning my speech, I want to also organize the exit as well because we've got to get some stuff taken away. So I'm going to add a new bucket, and I'm going to call this here exit plan, and just press enter. So I've now got a new bucket with no tasks in there. And very quickly, I can just add a task by clicking the add task button, give it a name, collect video wall. When's that due? Well, it's after the expo, which is at the end of June. So we'll put that on the 28th. And I'm going to ask Bob to deal with that for me, like so, and add the task. Now that I've done that, Bob will receive an email notification saying he's been assigned this task to deal with, and he can access this and update the progress and so on, the notes that's in there if I need to, or I can give him more information myself. So it's a very simple interface, isn't it? If I click on the schedule view, you'll see here, if I just move to June, which is when the expo is happening, you'll see here there are different calendar entries in the schedule for the due dates of when these tasks are due. So here we've got the collect video wall. I can click on that and view the task from there as well. And finally, there's a chart view. The chart view lets you view the information in your plan in a number of different ways. So either by status here, so we've got not started, in progress, or late. So if I click on the ones that are in progress, perhaps this blue one here, I should see, that hasn't quite worked for me. Okay, we'll try another way. I can look by bucket, so I can see there are 2 tasks in ordering, and there are 3 tasks here in booking phase, and so on. I can see by priority, everything's set to medium, and also which tasks are unassigned and who they're assigned to. And here I can click. So if I click on, for example, here, this particular one, I see John Smith's tasks, and I can click again to remove that filter. Again, there are filters available to filter the data down to the priorities, the progress, the due dates, and what bucket they're in and assignments. And also you can choose how the data is viewed. It's by default by bucket, but you can also change the data. If we go back to our board, let's change the data to who it's assigned to. So I can see these are the tasks that are assigned to John Smith. These are the tasks that are assigned to Bob Harris, and these are the ones that are assigned to Fred. And also, at the moment, no one's booking the restaurant. So something I need to get assigned as well. So that's quite straightforward, isn't it, to to be able to create a task and modify the tasks that are in there. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go through the process of creating a whole new plan. So we're going to go back to my plans, and I'm going to click on new plan. So we saw this window a minute ago. I'm going to start with a basic plan here, and that's where we default as such. In this case, I'm actually going to choose one of the templates. So I'm going to use the employee onboarding template that's available here in Planner. And when we click on this, it gives you a little preview of what it may look like. It's telling us it's a basic plan. Let's use this template. Now, whenever you create a plan, you have to give it a name. You can pin it as well. And this is very important, add to a group. If you don't add the plan to a group, well, it's only assigned to you. So like my marketing campaign here, only you. No one else can see it unless I retrospectively go in and change that. But I want to store this rather than in my own personal account. I want to store this within a SharePoint site. So I'm going to actually store this in the operations SharePoint site. So anyone, or operations group, should I say, anyone that's in the operations group, which is a private group, so that means it only has invited members, only those people will be able to see this plan. But the nice part is it saves me having to add those people later. So we'll choose that and click create. And it takes just a couple of seconds to create the plan. You'll see it's been pinned here on the left-hand side because that's what we asked it to do. Now, at the moment, we've got the filter is set to show by who it's assigned to. Let's change that to bucket. Now, remember, this is a template, so it's already got some buckets created for us. We've got the post-offer acceptance, arranging the new starters technology, some paperwork, their orientation, and feedback. And if I scroll across to the right here, I can add more buckets as well. And Microsoft have provided us some example tasks that you may want to implement as part of an employee onboarding. So for example, here, if I just click on this particular one here, set up the employee company accounts. It's not assigned at the moment, so you can assign it. You'll notice here we have what's called tags or labels. So when I click in here, there is a whole bunch of colored label names that you can select to tag this particular task. But of course, what does pink mean? We can click the pencil and change the name of pink, perhaps to this. This could be an IT task, for example. Press enter. And if I select IT, it's now tagged as an IT task. It sits in the technology bucket anyway, and then we have exactly the same options that we had before. And you'll notice the show on card is showing here for the checklist. So if I come out of my task, the checklist is visible here on the card. So as people go through this task and tick these things off, it's highly visible as to how much progress has been made with this particular task. Okay, what if you want to delete a task? You may have noticed when we go into a task, there is no delete button anywhere. The way you access a delete task is through the three dots here, where you can copy, move, copy a link to the task, or delete it. So word of warning with delete, there is no recycle bin. Once you've deleted a task, there is no recovery from that. So just be super careful using that particular feature. Okay, so I'm hoping by now you're getting a handle as to how you might use Planner to manage some of your tasks. Now, I said I'd give you a very quick taster of what a premium plan might look like. So on the left-hand side here, you'll see I've got the marketing campaign. Now, it's one I've created earlier from a template. If I click on this, you'll see the view is a little bit different from what we just saw with our simple plans. So to start off with, for example, we have grid view, board view, so that's familiar, and we have timeline view, and we've got goals as well as charts and people. Let's look at a couple of tasks. If I click on the timeline view, okay, again, this is different. So I can see here, if I collapse this top level task here, these are all expandable. They each contain subtasks. And you can see a timeline here on the right-hand side as to when these tasks and subtasks need to operate and be completed by. Let's drill into the review business tasks that are here. And I've just scrolled a little bit too far. Let's go back. Here we go. So now I can see on the timeline here, the individual tasks as part of the marketing campaign. Now, some of these tasks, you'll notice I've got different shades of blue. And that's because they've been started. Let's click on the complete SWOT analysis one here by pressing the I. And you'll see that this one, rather than saying not started, in progress, or complete, we can actually specify how much of the task has been completed. The task is expected to take 5 days. We have a sprint field here as well and a checklist, but this is new. We have an effort field. So when you're planning your project, you can specify how many hours of work you think are involved. And then as someone works through the task, they can say, well, I've completed 24 hours of work here. And that is calculates automatically. There are 16 remaining. And our percentage as well of 60 is auto-calculated based on that. You also see these little squiggly lines in between each task. This shows the dependencies. So you can't complete a task until its predecessor has been completed. If we scroll down a bit further, you can have conversations about this particular project and connect it to goals as well. So there's quite a lot more you can do with Premium Planner than you can with Basic Planner type plans. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of a taster there. We can zoom out as well so you can look at the whole project, and we can also apply more filters here as well. Okay, very good. So hopefully that's whetted your appetite to start looking at Planner and maybe even Premium Planner as well. There are many use cases for using Planner, whether there's a need to track individual tasks as part of a process or an activity or campaign you have, then Planner is a great choice to start managing that little project. If there's more than one person involved needing to collaborate on a task, then again, Planner is a great tool to be using for that. And if you need those more advanced task management options with progress tracking, time entry, and tracking, reporting, then maybe Planner Premium may be what you're looking for, or even one of the bigger project plans. Look out for that future session on Planner Premium and Microsoft Project. Now, if you want to go over anything that we've discussed today, this session has been recorded and it's going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So in the next few days, you'll be able to watch it again, share it with others, and catch up on previous topics that we've covered. So our YouTube channel is at PSTechMSP. When you're here, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified when there are new uploads as well. And if you're enjoying a video and would like to show that, then hit the like button in the video, and then that tells YouTube others may benefit from this as well. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. Next month, in our Lunch and Learn, we're changing our tact away from organizing. Most of you will be using a computer using Microsoft Windows. Are you still using Windows 10? Well, many businesses are still using Windows 10, but did you know that next year, Windows 10 support is being removed? That means there'll be no more security updates or new features. So now is the time to start looking at Windows 11 if you're not already using it. So our next session, we'll be looking at other reasons why we should be upgrading to Windows 11 and the benefits that that can bring to our business and our users. So look out for the invitation to that. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time. Take care.